chance to get this W.
1 ball, 1 strike, and that one in there for strike 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slatton gets a sign, comes set. And the pitch. Just a tad bit outside for ball 2.
It seems like sometimes that outside corner gets called and sometimes it just doesn't. The umpire just doesn't seem to know that call sometimes.
Slatton gets another sign. Comes set, right-hander with the pitch. Fouled off, so we'll stick there. 2-2 is the count. No bullpen action for the Raiders. A lot of action for Vanderbilt. The whole bench over there just trying to stay warm. Nobody throwing there, though. Blue Raiders playing straight up. And the pitch. Hit straight back, but an amazing catch there from Slatton. That's the 4th one hit straight back to the pitcher. That's the first catch we got. And Slatton, I'm not sure if he had some aid from his right hand, but nonetheless has the catch. We'll take another look at it.
Just able to pop his glove in there and stop that ball from hitting him.
Yep, caught it there with his left-handed glove. Good job there. I didn't think that one would have hurt that bad, but you definitely want to catch it rather than take it for the team and then have to throw over to first. Nothing gets a pitcher pumped up any more than one hit right back to you and you catch it. I mean, if you're not awake to that point, you are now.
It shows you who's good and who's not. Let's see how he adjusts also.
And that pitch in there for strike 1, so 1-1 the count. 1 out unassisted from Slatton. Kyle Smith, the batter, chops this on the left side. He'll have a quick throw from Delgado, and in there just in time to get out Smith.
Delgado got that out of his glove real quick and to get the speedy Smith at first.
So KARL Ellison, who's 1 for 2, steps in. On deck is Rogers, the last batter of the lineup. Ellison with a hit already today. Got a single there in the 4th. And really ever since Forrest was out for the Raiders, been nothing but superb pitching from Middle Tennessee.
The bullpen guys have stepped up their game and shut down Vanderbilt for the most part.
And another strike, so the count now 0-2. Don't want to give him a good pitch like Small did earlier. Had Small not made that pitch, he could have probably only given up 1 hit in 3 innings. But a great job from the freshman today. That one popped off to the right side. So count still 0-2, and he'll take his time, will Heath Slatton. And the 0-2 pitch slapped to right center. It looked like it would have found a gap, but it didn't. Ellison on to make the catch for out number 3. Raiders with 3, Vanderbilt with 4. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th, bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Blue Raider Baseball on MT10 and GoBlueRaiders.com.
Do what fits you and accelerate the path to your goals. MTSU is the best place to finish your degree and get ahead in your career. Create a course schedule around your life, not the other way around. Take classes online or in the classroom, and only take the classes you need by transferring credits you've already earned. Getting a degree that matters is just one step away at Middle Tennessee State University.
Good job from Ellison fielding his position out there near the warning track for out number 3. But more importantly, the Raiders going to have to do some damage at the plate and get some runs across.
The first guy up has to get on board just to give his team any type of momentum going forward.
That's what you call a GoPro shot there from the great production team we have today. Get the reaction from the players on the bench when you see good plays in the field like Stevens or really good hits at the plate from Jared Allen. Still the same pitcher for Vanderbilt and Kilichowski. (36-28). Middle Tennessee women's basketball up, looking for their last road game of the season, at least in conference play that is, before they start their tournament run. Last year won the Sun Belt, looking to win the Conference USA, already clinched the regular season title. Looking to get back in the tournament. I can promise you that they will now that they're in the top 25. Last year in the tournament, not even in the top 25, but this year you can look for probably top 5 or 6 seed from the Raiders. 1 ball, no strikes. The batter is Ellison. He's 1 for 2 on the day. 1 ball, no strikes, and the offering. High for ball 2. Kilichowski, 2 innings complete, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts. And the left-hander delivers. Ball 3. So potentially a leadoff walk here for Ellison. Bryant is on deck. He had the bunt there that we talked about in the 4th where the tag was thought to have been applied but actually wasn't.
And we may see Ellison swing here just to try to get his bat going somewhat.
Three and 1 the count. More bullpen action out there for Vanderbilt as Kinzer checks in out there. And a 5-pitch walk there for Ellison, so he'll lead things off here in the bottom of this 6th for the Raiders. Austin Bryant, the right-hander, 1 for 1 on the day, an RBI. Throw over, not in time. Raiders looking to strike fire here in the bottom of the 6th. They're down 4-3, squaring around to bunt, pulling it back, almost hit by the pitch was Austin Bryant.
It seemed like Kilichowski was trying to jam him inside to see if he could just get him to top that ball right in front of home plate.
One strike. No balls, 1 strike actually, and back in time is Ellison. Ellison reaching on a 5-pitch walk. Bryant's the batter. Delgado is on deck. LaRue will be up after him. And the bunt goes directly to the pitcher. He'll go 1, so he advances the runner. A job well done there from Bryant as Ellison sits now at 2nd.
That was a nice sacrifice bunt from Bryant just to move the runner up to 2nd.
So shortstop Dustin Delgado up now. And you see the team picking him up there in the dugout. Good job there from Bryant on the bunt. You can bunt it right back to the pitcher, but pitcher needs to at least come up and get it. That's what he did. Advances the runner to 2nd. So Ellison at 2nd in scoring position. He represents the tying run. Delgado takes strike 1 on the inside portion. Delgado 0 for 3, as I mentioned earlier, 10 consecutive games He's made it on base. That streak is in jeopardy right now. He has a chance, though. No balls, 1 strike. Kilichowski still the pitcher. That one in the dirt for ball 1.
Delgado may try to pull the ball more towards third base and shortstop since there seems to be a bigger hole right around there.
That one hit the third, check the runner at second, throw over for the out from Turner. Seen the Raiders do the same thing in the second inning. So no advancement of the runner for the Raiders there. Delgado now 0 for 4 on the day. Third baseman Hank LaRue. Be the last chance for the Raiders here in this 6th. Needs a hit. Tying run at second. Ellison reached on a 5-pitch walk. Swing and a miss there. Or actually a foul tip off the right foot, I believe it is, of Hank LaRue.
Might have been his arm just because he seemed to be grasping at it just somewhat.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Last chance for the Raiders. That one tapped right in front of the plate. Kilichowski to first for out number 3. We've been 4-3 since the 3rd. The Commodores still atop. They've got 7 hits. The Raiders only with 5. Down on the sidelines now, our sideline reporter, Emily Kinzer.
Action, we're hitting the ball, but we're just not hitting it quite in the hole to get those scores. The Blue Raiders just left 2 guys on base, but let me put it into perspective for you just how cold it is. Now these guys, they're putting their hands in their pockets between every single pitch. It's freezing out here. The umpires, they've got their scarves over their faces. So what the true test is going to be, whose bats are hot enough to win this ball game. But for now, it's 4-5, and we're just behind, but back to you guys.
So the Raiders still trailing 4-3. Justin Beasley along with Patrick Geenen. And Patrick, right now, what are the Raiders going to have to do at the plate in order to at least tie this game up?
They need to just work the counts full, try to get on base. Because they've been getting on, they just haven't been getting that situational hitting to score anything.
We've seen good situational hitting through the first 3 innings, and the Raiders, ever since Forrest left the game, has seen really good pitching out of the bullpen. And that's something head coach Jim McGuire can really hold his hat on.
Yes, Will Small has pitched 3 quality innings, giving his team a chance to win.
Will Small has done a great job as the rest of the bullpen, and you can say the same thing about Vanderbilt's bullpen. They've done a really good job as well.
Kilichowski has also come in and just settled down any type of scoring the Raiders have had, so let's see if they're able to somewhat attack him.
Very cold out there, said Emily Kinzer, our silent reporter. She's done a good job tonight. Patrick Geenen, Justin Beasley, and Raiders now heading to the 7th and looking for some more runs in order to tie this game up.
They need to just find a way to get on. Just get on base.
So to lead things off for Vanderbilt, will be Nolan Rogers, a center fielder, 1 for 2 on the game. He takes strike 1. That one popped to the left side near the Vanderbilt bus and made contact with it. Now, will it make the production lab bus? And that one popped straight up. Who will make the catch, though? That'll be Hank LaRue. Hank LaRue with the catch for out number 1. So going down swinging is Nolan Rogers.
if LARUE isn't able to get his bat going this game, at least he's playing quality defense and giving his team just a chance to win.
And the 1-out pitch, top of the order up, SWANSON for Vanderbilt. That one inside for ball number 2. SWANSON on the day, 1 for 1. He had 2 walks, 2 runs throughout the first 2 innings. Also had a hit in the 4th. That one fouled off to the left side. Slatton still the pitcher for Middle Tennessee. I don't see any action as of now in the bullpen. A lot of innings pitched Sunday from the arm of Paul Matura, so I'm not going to rule out today for a potential save situation for him, but I'm sure his arm is not as lively as it would be without a Sunday almost start.
Especially with this cold weather, it may be a little bit tougher for them to warm up.
LARUE from third, though the Derek Jeter throw, but over Miller's head. A good job just to even make a play on that, but to add insult to injury, it goes in the Blue Raider dugout, and now at second is SWANSON.
That may have been a ball that you just stick in your back pocket and live with the guy at first base.
Had the throw been a little lower, it would have been a close play, but hindsight being 20/20, you do want to just keep that one, give him first base. And now he's in scoring position, add a little bit of insurance for the Commodores and Kilichowski. So that'll be an error now for LARUE, and Bryan Reynolds, who's 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs, steps up from the left side. He's a switch hitter, and he takes strike 1. Slatton steps back off the mound. Blue Raiders do have action in the bullpen now.
Looks to be another right-hander that would come in.
That one slapped up to second. Bryant not even moving out to make the throw to first for out number 2.
That ball was smashed to second base, but Bryant was able to get his body in front of it and get the out at first.
Very important here for Slatton. Put up another 0 by the 7 on the scoreboard. So the Raiders only down 1. It's just 1 run away, but having it be 2, that really changes the complexion of this game. First pitch strike here to ZANDER WIEL, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Right-handed batter. And takes strike 2. Outside curveball from Slatton. That's SWANSON at third. And strike number 3 from Slatton. So another 0 in the 7th for the Raiders. They still got to put 1 across if they're going to win this game or at least extend it. They're down 4-3. You're listening to Blue Raider Baseball on MT10 and GoBlueRaiders.com.
MTSU is quickly becoming known as a center for research. We are building the future through innovative programs and forging partnerships with vital industries in Middle Tennessee. With Tennessee's only master's degrees in professional science, recording arts and technologies, and aviation, our mission is to pursue creation, innovation, and discovery at the College of Graduate Studies at MTSU.
Seventh inning stretch here at Reese Smith Jr. Field. Still a pretty decent crowd on hand, barring the very, very cold weather. It's kind of weird opening weekend here at Reese Smith. It was high 60s, low 70s, and now we're kind of getting into March 5th today, and got, you know, really, really, really cold weather. Take a look at some of the highlights from the day. Raiders, great situational hitting, a triple there from Jared Allen. LaRue on the catch to end one of the innings, and just some really good baseball here, kind of fundamental baseball the last four. Really good entertaining baseball through the first three.
And it's nice to see the Raiders bullpen step up and just shut down Vanderbilt for the most part since the second inning.
Up for the Raiders will be Trent Miller. He'll be followed by Atkins, by Allen, then Atkins. Right now, Miller 0 for 3 on the game. Allen, a perfect 3 for 3. And Michael Atkins, 1 for 3 on the day. New pitcher for Vanderbilt, number 15, Carson Fulmer. He's a sophomore right-handed pitcher. Fulmer, 5'11", 195, sophomore from Lakeland, Florida. Went to All Saints Academy, and just a little interesting note, Lakeland, Florida, I believe they were the first one to have a jumbotron for their high school football stadium. So they got some money down there.
Yeah, generally Florida does have a pretty good amount of money stored somewhere.
And numbers on Fulmer coming up. Good job there once again from Kilichowski. Kilichowski coming in for Pecoraro, so the third pitcher now for Vanderbilt. Middle Tennessee already on their third, and Slatton, who relieves Small. Small relieved Forrest. Now in the bottom of the seventh, Raiders 9 outs away. Got to get one across. They've got 7 hits. Commodores only with 6, and those numbers.
The numbers for Carson Fulmer. He has 8 2/3 innings and 6 hits, 2 runs.
Round out there to the right side is Will, on to have the 3 unassisted. So an out there, 1 pitch there from Miller. More numbers on him.
He has a 0 ERA on the year as well.
So 3 unassisted out for Miller. Allen is the batter. Great job of fielding his position there from Will. You know, first baseman usually just want to catch it at first. It's a good job of fielding his position there. We mentioned earlier him not kind of shading the line, playing more out in the field, and it kind of paid off then, because that would have been a base hit had he not been there.
And he must have some decent range at first to be able to cover so much ground.
Already 2 strikes on the batter, Allen, who's 3 for 3. And, oh, another really, really good catch there on the mound. Almost took his head off. I mean, those are 2 really, really back-to-back plays where we've seen the pitcher really get out of the way. That's just a phenomenal job there.
And this time he had to move his head or else he might have taken that one right in the noggin.
Just an outstanding catch there from Fulmer. Almost makes you want to cringe had he not caught that. But 2 outs on the inning. Great catch there from Fulmer. Fulmer ahead on the count, and Adkins 1-3 right now. Swing and a miss there for strike 2. Adkins a ground out to short in the first, a single in the 5th. And a strikeout here, swinging. The throw to first coming from Ellison, and that'll do it for the Raiders. A quick bottom half of the 7th. We're 7 complete, heading to the 8th on GoBlueRaiders.com.
At Middle Tennessee State University, students don't just earn a degree in an electronic media communications field. They get to learn, collaborate, and create. Middle Tennessee students get hands-on, real-world experience, and our graduates have found exciting jobs with some of the world's communication leaders. This is just one community among many. Explore all that MTSU has to offer. Devoted to student success, Middle Tennessee State University.
And it's worth another look. Fulmer with the pitch, probably threw it 90 back, and it probably came back at least 120. Outstanding grab from him, protecting himself first and then making the catch. Player safety is always the #1 thing at any level, and fortunately enough for really all fans here that he makes that catch.
First and foremost, you have to respect the safety of the players, no matter who you root for.
So the throwdown coming from the Raiders. As they still trail 4-3. We've been at this spot after 3, Patrick. I mean, zeros across the board after that.
And as we get deeper into Vanderbilt's bullpen, they have a preseason All-American in Brian Miller, who has a 0 ERA on the season. So he's definitely one to look out for.
So leading off things for Vanderbilt, Xavier Turner. And that one, another shot right back up the middle. That's the 5th one today, and Slatton didn't want none of that one.
At this point, each team is just taking the ball and trying to put it right back up the middle where they're not playing them.
So designated hitter Rhett Wiseman steps in. Left-handed batter, 0 for 1 on the year. Number 4, Vanderbilt leads Middle Tennessee 4-3 as we stand right now. It's the top of the 8th. Emily Kinzer with the sideline reporting today. Justin Beasley up here with Patrick Geenen. Have more from Emily later. Both teams with 7 hits. Commodores with 1 more across, though. And that one hit to left center. It'll be an outstanding catch if it's made. It's not. Stevens gets it on 1 hop near the warning track. He throws it to short. And had he not made that play, there would have been a run scored from first from Turner. So an outstanding play that you could not see if you're reading the box score out there from Ryan Stevens. That's the way you track down a ball and get it back in the infield.
This is one reason why Stevens is playing center, is because his speed is able to get to those balls quickly and get them back into second or short to cut off those runs.
It'll be a double for Wiseman. And Atkins goes out to meet Slatton on the mound. Shortstop Vince CONDE at the plate, 0 for 3 on the day. Fielder's choice to second. Fly out to center. A line out back to the pitcher. So this is a guy who has already hit one back to the pitcher. We've seen five or six of those today.
And it looks like the Blue Raiders are playing in to prevent any more runs from scoring.
All of the infield on the grass. You know things are tight when you're backing up the throw back to the pitcher. That's exactly what the middle infield's doing. And the 1-strike pitch in there for strike 2. Slatton painting the outside corner there. He's going to need to do just that for these next 3 batters, because there's insurance on second and third for Vanderbilt. Turner's at third. Wiseman is at second. Raiders down 1. Bullpen heating up down right field line for Middle Tennessee. Slatton in the set, and the pitch misses outside and low.
Slatton tried to go right back out where he got that first strike called, but this time CONDE was able to lay off of it.
Runner at second is Wiseman. At third is Turner. He gets his lead. Strike 3 from Slatton. So that's 1 out. Gonna need more of the same here in the top half of this 8th. Anything to the outfield scores a run. Most things to the right side, if it gets through, scores a run. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter for Vanderbilt. Got a little bit delay down there on their side. Looks like it'll be number 25, KARL Ellison. Well, he is the guy up, so not sure what we have going on here. KARL Ellison will be pitched hit for Coleman. Coleman, 5'5", 140. He's a freshman from the heart of Chicago, Simeon High School. So Coleman now will take a couple of swings. Slatton will regroup on the mound.
And Coleman has been in 6 games on the season. He has 5 hits and is batting 185.
So Coleman potentially could be in just for a bunt or slapping one up. We'll see what he's in for. Kyle Smith is out. Coleman a switch hitter. And he takes strike 1. That was a questionable call there. Back there, Todd Henderson, home plate umpire.
And the Vanderbilt head coach may be playing some head games with head coach Jim McGuire, because they may have walked Kyle Smith to load the bases to get that double play.
And Vanderbilt coach is giving Henderson a couple of choice words. Tim Corbin probably a couple of words away from getting an ejection. He's already got a warning. 0-1 the count. And I think you're right. Coleman might have come in from the intentional walk. But I would have took the intentional walk and then put Coleman at first, as opposed to just having him go out there and bat. But Blue Raiders are pitching to him. They're not thinking double play. They're going after Coleman. Here's the pitch. No bunt. The throw over to third, and the tag applied. Out he is. Hank LaRue on the other side of things. And Xavier Turner heads to the bench. Got caught napping just a little bit down there on the third base line. Adkins with the great throw over, a great tag from Hank LaRue, and 2 outs. And the Raiders now in the driver's seat in this inning.
That was a great heads-up play by Adkins to see Turner way off third base to get him out at third.
Raiders wanted to strike on that pitch as well. Great job there from Adkins to LaRue. Roll Coleman the batter, 2-1 the count. He takes ball 3. Roll Coleman fouls it off to the left side, so count now runs full, 3-2. The runner on second is RHETT Wiseman. Xavier Turner was on third. Got caught napping over there. There's a throw out to third. We'll have more from our sideline Emily Kinzer, so stay tuned for that. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 5-5 Coleman from Chicago at the plate. And he takes ball 4, so successful at bat for Coleman. The whole situation, not so much so, but still Vanderbilt with guys on second and first. And they got KARL Ellison now at the plate.
And it looks like we're going to get a pitching visit from pitching coach Skylar Meade to possibly just calm down Slatton.
A force out at third, second, and first. Infield has to, at all costs possible, keep it in the infield. Keep that run from scoring at second. Raiders are down 4-3. Skylar Meade returns to the dugout. He was a pitcher at Louisville, and we all know Louisville, really good baseball program. Raiders fortunate enough to have him now in his second year as a pitching coach under head coach Jim McGuire. Scott Hall, also another assistant. Fellow EMJer Aaron Hyder, also an assistant coach, student assistant, same thing. That one in there for strike 1. And so now he's Slatton starting him off with a strike.
Now, one thing for Slatton to keep in mind is that anything hit into the gaps could possibly score 2 runs with Coleman's speed at first.
Force out anywhere in the infield. The 1-strike offering. Outside corner for strike 2. So Ellison thought about it. It was a strike all the way, said home plate umpire Todd Henderson. So falling behind 0-2 is Ellison. Coleman at first. And that one fouled straight back near our booth, right above us. So 0-2 still the count. The runner at second is Wiseman. Roll Coleman, who I can imagine has some speed, at first. Checking him at second, throw to the plate a little bit high. Almost too good for 2 balls there.
Looked like he got him looking, looked like he got the batter just guessing at that pitch. But fortunately it was only a ball for Vanderbilt.
So Slatton will try again. Ahead of the batter, 1-2. Here's the pitch. And a skyrocket to right field. Ellison camping under it for out number 3. Still 4-3. Emily Kinzer down on the sideline. Another interesting note. Emily?
Hey, guys. Yeah, the Commodores just left 2 guys stranded on bases. Unfortunately, you know, defense is great, but that's not what wins ball games. Same thing for the Blue Raiders. We left numerous players on bases inning after inning after inning. We're going to have to get the bats at, and we're going to have to hit in the hole if we're going to win this ball game. Now, defense has been really great for the Blue Raiders. Heath Latin made an awesome catch last inning at the line drive right back at him. I can tell you what, it certainly does wake him up. Not sure if it warms him up, but it wakes him up. Now, let's send it back to somewhere warm. Back to you, Justin and Patrick.
Warm we are up here. Emily Kinzer doing the real work down there where it's cold, probably in the mid-30s as it is now. And the Raiders only with 6 more outs, whether it be cold or not, they're going to have to get a run across if they want to extend this game or even win it.
They just need to find a way to get on base, steal bases if you have to, but get on base.
The Raiders, a team that had I would say a large deficit against Tennessee Tech in the loss, and the debate was brought up, you know, would you rather lose a game like 18-1 or would you rather lose one 4-3? And I think it really just depends on what day it is, but you don't want to lose one 4-3 with just 1 run away.
No, especially since it's Vanderbilt. It's a rival. It's somebody that you want to beat every year, just to build a momentum game into those UAB games coming up.
Raiders will travel tomorrow to Birmingham. That will start Friday. They'll have a 3-game series there. Really good batter up for the Raiders. That'll be Ryan Stevens. Swing and a miss there from Stevens. Another strike there for Stevens. 0-2 the count, and swing and a miss there from Stevens. He goes down on 3 pitches. Not a good sign for the Raiders. So Jake Ingold will step up now. Vanderbilt 5 outs away from returning to Nashville with a win here in Murfreesboro. Ingold 0 for 3 on the day. Ellison 1 for 2 on deck. And skyrocketed to the right side, camping under it, and making the catch is Swanson. So the Raiders not taking many pitches this inning and already 2 outs as we have Ellison step to the plate for the Raiders.
The Raiders need to find a way to work the counts a little bit more in their favor just to get Fulmer out of this game and possibly give them more of a chance to score another run.
Ellison 1 for 2 on the day, takes strike 1. Working quick is Fulmer. Fulmer, a 5'11", 195 sophomore from Lakeland, Florida, wheels and deals for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch 3, just outside. A really good miss for him, though. So he's coming right after Ingold here. Fulmer 1-2 wind, kicks, fires. That one in the dirt. Ingold stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. On deck is Austin Bryant. Bryant hitting over 400. 1 for 1 on the game, but a strikeout there, so Bryant will start the 9th. Ellison goes down swinging, 2 strikeouts for Fulmer. Also a pop-up to second. We're headed to the top half of the 9th. You're listening to Blue Raider Baseball on GoBlueRaiders.com.
My name is Andrew Willoughby. I am an aerospace major with a concentration in professional pilot. I did an honors thesis project on commercial pilot maneuvers and their importance. The most significant things that led me to continue in honors was the fact that I needed something to set me apart from everybody in the industry. I've talked to a few companies that come to our career fairs, and I know several companies said, "You've done a thesis, we really want to see that." And so they're already interested in my work as an honor student.
On the mound for the Raiders, Cody Tollison, left-handed pitcher, getting in some work for what maybe could be or could not be the last inning in the ninth. 4-3 the lead, and numbers on Tollison.
At this moment, he has a 0 ERA in 3 appearances and 2 2/3 innings.
He's a left-handed pitcher. He's a senior. He's a guy that probably will see work here against UAB this weekend. And Patrick, as for Vanderbilt in the ninth, you see Fulmer going back out.
He has been used primarily as their closer. So he's had some quick innings, so I would not be shocked to see him back out there in the ninth.
No action in the bullpen for Vanderbilt. All the telltale signs say that he will be back out there for Vanderbilt. Nolan Rogers, the center fielder, 1 for 3. After him will be the top of the order, the same for the Raiders in the ninth. And another skyrocket that will stay in the infield. On to make the catch, another pop fly for Hank LaRue. Patrick, if you would have told me after 3 that the score would have been 4-3 and it would have been the same for the rest of the game with all these relievers, I would have called you a liar.
It's amazing to see each team send out their relievers. No matter what their ERA might look like, they've all done a phenomenal job so far.
So Tollison in there just for 1 at bat. Head coach Jim McGuire calls for a new pitcher. Stick right here. We'll have you his numbers and more on GoBlueRaiders.com. Right-handed pitcher. Garrett Ring coming in for Tollison. Tollison come in for Slotton. Slotton came in for Small and Force, so now a total of 5 pitchers for the Blue Raiders. We have numbers on Slotton.
Garrett Ring, we have a 6.52 ERA. And in 4 appearances, he's pitched 9 2/3 innings.
So that's numbers on your new pitcher, Garrett Ring. One out here in the ninth for the Raiders. Very cold, chilly day. Middle Tennessee out of school on Monday. First time since 2008. Raiders after Wednesday will head to Birmingham for a 3-game series, their first inside Conference USA against UAB. Garrett Ring on in relief. Infield meets up. What's Ring have to do here?
Just quiet the bats, pound the zone, make sure you get ground balls. Don't let anything go to the gaps.
Keep it like it is, 4-3.
Like each one of your bullpen mates has done, do exactly what he's done.
Due up for the Blue Raiders in the ninth. It'll be their last chance. It'll be Bryant, Delgado, and LaRue. First pitch ball there from Ring. missing for ball 2. Strike 1 there from Ring. That one fouled off to the left side. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It seems like every member of the Blue Raider bullpen has been able to come in, work quick, and get out of innings very quickly with low pitch counts.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch from Ring just fouled off. Staying alive there is Swanson. Swanson 2 for 2 on the day. Also had 2 walks. Just been a gnat on the base paths.
And that's something you cannot let the leadoff hitter of the other team do.
And he might record his first out today. That one to right field. Ellison under to make the catch. So 2 outs now for the Blue Raiders. They need 3 here in this inning. And they'll need 1 at least in the 9th to extend the game. Five different pitchers have been used for Middle Tennessee. That one a ball from Garrett Ring. Reynolds is the batter. He's 1 for 3, 2 RBIs. Left-handed batter takes the offering for strike 1.
And it seems like the Raiders are playing their outfield somewhat deep, just seeing if they can prevent any type of double.
Strike 2 there from Ring as well. So 1-2 the count. Raiders can either extend the game into the 10th and the 9th. They can win in dramatic fashion. Or they can go home losers with a score of 4-3. The ground ball to LARUE over towards short for the out at first. Good job there from LARUE. So the Raiders, I've said it numerous times, trailing 4-3. Emily Kinzer has been our sideline reporter. She has more. Emily?
Yes.
And some issues there with our mic down there from Emily Kinzer, but we've heard a lot from her and might hear more from her, seeing that the Raiders win. Vanderbilt taking the field. We'll take a break. Be back with us here on GoBlueRaiders.com. Blue Raiders trailing 4-3.
At Middle Tennessee State University, students don't just earn a degree in an electronic media communications field. They get to learn, collaborate, and create. Middle Tennessee students get hands-on, real-world experience, and our graduates have found exciting jobs with some of the world's communication leaders. This is just one community among many. Explore all that MTSU has to offer. Devoted to student success, Middle Tennessee State University.
Back for the last half inning, or at least that's what Vanderbilt hopes. Blue Raiders looking to extend the game to a potential 10 innings or win in dramatic fashion. That's what's at stake right now. Up for the Raiders, it'll be Bryant, Delgado, and LARUE. Bryant 1 for 1 on the game. Delgado and LARUE both hitless. We mentioned earlier, Delgado 10 straight games he's reached base. That's at jeopardy now. He'll have one more chance.
And it'll be a tough task against Carson Fulmer, since he's been able to go through this Raiders bullpen with ease almost.
Bryant, a right-handed batter. Face Fulmer from the right side as well. ERA of 1.69. 2 innings pitched thus far. That one fouled off back to the right. Great job from our production staff all around today. Broadcast would not go live, have it be for them. That one, I thought it was a strike, but it'll be a ball. So Todd Henderson doing a pretty good job tonight. A couple questionable calls, but that's with any umpire.
He's had a pretty decent strike zone all game.
Pop fly that was, Wynn will take that one out of play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, still to Bryan. That one off the outside corner, strike 3. Bryant goes down looking. Now it's up to Delgado with 1 out. Patrick?
And let's see if he can extend his hitting game streak.
That one almost the same spot. Delgado at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Just off the outside corner, so hitters count here for Delgado.
And I haven't seen a off-speed pitch yet this inning by Fulmer.
That one hit right back up the middle. Kenny running out, Delgado, no throw. So Delgado reaches in time for the Raiders to what Blue Raider fans hope is a 9th inning rally.
And it also brings up Hank LaRue, who has a chance to win the game.
He can do it with 1 swing. So it'll be an infield single for Delgado. LaRue on the day, hitless. Swing and a miss there, 0-1.
And it certainly looked like he was trying to win the game on that 1 swing against Fulmer's fastball.
On deck is Trent Miller, who's 0 for 4. Raiders hoping they can get all the way to Allen, who's 3 for 4. The throw over, and he got him. Delgado caught napping at first. Fulmer with the pickoff move, 2 outs. And oh, how the tables have turned here in this inning.
I have no idea why Delgado was even thinking about going. You have the time run at home. You have the time run at home, and you can win the game with 1 swing.
Maybe we can get another look at that play and slow it down a little more. I think Delgado might have got back in time. That one grounded out to first, and Vanderbilt comes into Reese Smith Jr. Field. They're the number 4 ranked team in the country, and they showed it tonight. They got the 4-3 win over the Blue Raiders tonight. It stuck 4-3 after the first 3 innings. Both teams with 8 hits, both teams with 1 error. Take a look at some of the stats on the game. 1 for 5 was Delgado. 0 for 3 was LaRue. 0 for 4 was Miller. Good job there from Jared Allen today, 3 for 4. Atkins was 1 for 4. Stevens 1 for 4. Ingold was 0 for 4. Ellison 1 for 3. And Bryant 1 for 2. They had 8 hits on the game, 3 runs batted in, 3 base on balls, and those are your Blue Raider numbers. As for Vanderbilt, the winning team tonight, 2 for 3 was Swanson, 1 for 4 was Reynolds, 0 for 3 was WIEL, 2 for 4 was Turner, 1 for 2 was Wiseman, 0 for 4 was CONDE, 0 for 3 was Smith. And that's your numbers for Vanderbilt as the Raiders drop a really tough game today. 4-3 it stayed that after the 3rd inning, and the Raiders just struggled with men in scoring position today.
And it seemed like just the situational hitting just didn't come through for the Raiders. They had the hits, but they just couldn't get anybody to drive home.
And a game in baseball, you want to avoid the big innings, and having 2 runs in the second was probably a blessing for the Raiders, but then they got themselves in a hole once again in the second, and those 2 innings is probably where the problem lies for the Raiders not winning tonight.
Yes, Forrest struggled for those 2 innings, but once he was replaced, the bullpen picked him up by pitching 7 shutout innings.
Well, the Raiders got 5 different relievers on the game today. All were pretty successful. Although you don't look at the score, 4-3, you go to UAB, you still see that the pitching today was really good, and that's something that you can trust heading into UAB Friday. Take a look at some of the highlights from tonight's game. A good strikeout there from Slatton. Pickoff move that sealed the deal pretty much in the 9th. Double plays there from the middle infield. Ellison out there in right field with a great catch. A lot hit back at the pitchers today. Fortunately, everybody stayed safe there. Good job from our production crew today on the camera angles.
And just one of the many balls that did come back at a pitcher, but thankfully none of them were hurt. None of them were hurt.
Well, that's the highlights we have for you tonight. UAB Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Zach Curtis will be on the mound for the Raiders. Freebus, I'm sure, will get a Saturday or Sunday start. Also with Tennessee, we'll have that game for you March 11th on the webcast for GoBlueRaiders.com. That'll be our spring break. Charlotte will be the 14th, 15th.
We're not doing an interview?
And 16th for Middle Tennessee. And like I said, UAB this weekend is going to be an important series for the Raiders.
Zach Curtis has another chance to have a quality start and give his team a chance to win a series.
He had 10 strikeouts last Friday. Freebus with a little sluggish start. Saturday, pretty much by committee. And that's what you're looking for this weekend. Well, for Patrick Geenen and Justin Beasley, alongside Emily Kinzer on the sideline, we're saying so long from Reese Smith Jr. Field.
What